Gotta let everybody know up front, this is going to be a full spoiler-filled review, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, short actually, there's a link in the description below, so go watch it now. Alright, you're back, which means you've seen it, I don't hear any bitching. So, just to make sure we're on the same page here, Firebase basically takes place in Vietnam, circa 1970. And basically a couple of units have seen some pretty messed up shit. And they're brought back to the Firebase, where they meet a CIA operative.
Jacob Palmer, Central Intelligence Agency.
Who obviously knows more than he's letting on, and it degenerates from there. Much love for Firebase, no doubt. This was a blast. I have to say that I'm going to compare it to Rakka. There's a lot of similarities, but in some ways, I gotta say this is actually better than Rakka. First and foremost, the thing that both of them share is absolutely tremendous special effects work. I mean, just top shelf. Rakka was more sort of the aliens, you know. There's amazing effects, obviously on the river god, but also on like hideous things that have happened to people, you know, the faces being melted away. You know, limbs everywhere, practical effects on the front, so like peeling skin away and, you know, exposing those sort of jaggedy, rough things.
Like a cockroach.
Exposing the face, you know. Absolutely amazing, you know, perfectly well done. You know, the CGI, and one of the things I think that Neil is just absolutely amazing at is making the CGI the way CGI is supposed to be, and the way CGI is supposed to be is that it doesn't scream CGI. That's it. That's the only requirement. I mean, you could have a movie that's 100% CGI, and as long as I don't know, I'm fine. That's probably the ultimate goal of Hollywood, let's be honest. But still, as it stands, if I don't know, or if it's done so well that I don't care, and this definitely falls into that category, then as much as I'm against, you know, CGI, it's perfectly acceptable. And there's still plenty of practical effects in this to make me happy, so no problems there. And then the other aspect of this was the story. I thought it was really strong. Like again, I said in Rakka, that one seemed like it was just a bunch of cliches, kitchen sink thrown together. That's kind of lazy and boring and everything else. This, however, is something different. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's different and unique and everything else. You know, as I've said a million times before, you're probably not gonna find that. So it's gonna be how well have you done something that is done before or derivative, and this was done very well. In fact, I really thought it was a great class and juxtaposition of sort of different concepts, and the biggest one being that the weird stuff that was going on seemed to be sort of, you know, they even mentioned it, it's time-space, it's gravitational. That obviously lends itself towards aliens. However, we're establishing that's a river god, which is supernatural. I like that conflux more than just your typical supernatural or typical science fiction. Combined, you know, very cool. With that being said, there was one aspect of the story, I'm gonna have to give it like an asterisk, that took away from it, and that will segue us into the dislikes. It brings us into the dislikes. And really, it's probably only a dislike, to be honest. I mean, like I said, I really enjoyed this, but here we go. So, I understand, I've heard from interviews that, Neil, this is one of your things, that you enjoy it, you like it. You put it into your movies, obviously Elysium, you put it in a lot, and that is the concept of the enhanced human being, shall we say. There's some kind of mecha, some kind of, you know, equipment, armor, whatever else that allows for, you know, extra abilities. Okay, great. That's your thing, I got it. They put it on at the end, and he gets told that this will, you know, minimize space-time distortions, allow him to kill the river god, blah.
Now this is the real jewel. It creates a magnetosphere, positive, negative polarity. Everything about this is designed to keep reality unbroken, so you can function. You will be protected from the breakdown in space-time.
This is 1970, okay? So right off the bat, I've got a big problem. They wouldn't have these sorts of things. They certainly wouldn't have an advanced understanding of warping space-time and how it would affect anything. Where have been the field tests? You know, has this done before? I mean, maybe those things could be answered in an expanded feature-length film. I don't know, but as it stands, it's really not working for me. When you set it in Elysium in the future, they've had chances to work out all the kinks and the bugs. That's great. That's fine. But the other aspect of it, especially when it takes place in the past or in a war that we know, you know, such as this, my other biggest problem is that if the government has the technology to make these suits, why don't they make them for everybody? Like, the entire concept is that you would create a better soldier to win the war more efficiently with less loss of lives, if you want to be nice about it. So you'd outfit all of your infantry with these enhanced abilities so they could wipe out the Viet Cong. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't, you know, kill it. It doesn't completely tear it out. Everything else is great and solid. But that was really a big takeaway for me. If I am to understand correctly, Oats Studio has one more extended short to be coming out in this volume 1. They've been hitting out of the ballpark so far, so keep it coming, boys. Please let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Give the video a like, and as always, subscribe to the channel.